Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Buffalo Patriotic Ball. Very excited to be here today and celebrating veterans, prior to Veterans Day with everybody. We have a lot of great announcements and speakers. I do know this is being broadcasted live through Department of Mental Health, Instagram, and YouTube. So thank you for everybody that's joining us online, live streaming. Today, after the speakers speak, we're going to be doing one-on-one interviews. And also, I'd like to encourage everybody to join us for a document screening in the auditorium right over here, post 9/11 veteran story. It's a great pleasure for me to announce our first speaker today, Supervisor Catherine Barger of Supervisor District 5. Thank you for joining us today. Supervisor Barger is a champion for mental health and veterans for LA County. It's an absolute pleasure to be working on those initiatives with the Department of Mental Health as she continues to champion them for us. Without further ado, I'd like to introduce Supervisor Barger.
Thank you, though, for offering to play off the microphone. First of all, good morning. It is my pleasure to join you this morning to honor generations of Americans that have earned the distinct title of veteran, and celebrate the launch. And I say celebrate, Dr. Sharon, because I know this is something that you have been anticipating for a long time. Celebrate the launch of the Los Angeles County Veteran Peer Access Network. Honoring veterans and committing to supporting the men and women who serve, including their families, are two important and interrelated actions. We cannot have one without the other. One of our greatest leaders, President Abraham Lincoln, once spoke of the importance of caring for him who shall have borne the battle, and for his widow and his orphan. And in the same spirit, we as a county and a community, as leaders, must show our commitment to holistically supporting our veterans and their families so that they can, as a unit, successfully be reintegrated into the fabric of their communities. Doing this is something that will result in support for not only the community, but for the entire nation. The LA County Veteran Peer Network is an example of this commitment. We began this work in February of 2018. Program founders' guiding belief was that a peer-to-peer model could effectively be used to improve veterans' access to local support services and, as we all know, vital housing resources. Many stakeholders participated in VPAN's steering committee to be part of the planning process, including veterans. During the process, real-world challenges were discovered. For example, there were calls for more effective collaboration among government, community-based organizations, and nonprofit organizations. Seems like an obvious, but it wasn't. Steering committee members were clear that the veterans and their families were having a hard time connecting with the organizations best suited to assist them during unintentional communication gaps and program silos. As a result, one of VPAN's core commitments is helping veterans navigate the service landscape with greater ease. Thanks to the international use of veterans as system navigators within the VPAN program model, veterans can now connect with a peer in their community to receive support from someone who truly understands them and understands where they are coming from. Thanks to the intentional use of veterans as system navigators, it is going to make something that I believe is going to be a model throughout the entire nation. This will exemplify a commitment to meet veterans where they are, not just physically, but emotionally as well. A commitment to serve them with compassion, empathy, and understanding. Also, many organizations that provide both support services to veterans and are tapped frequently by the VPAN Peer Navigators have also stepped in. They've joined the county's commitment to creating a continuum of uninterrupted services that are not easy to access. They are now part of the Unite Us platform, which enables organizations on this platform to apply a warm, hands-off approach when referring to veterans, resulting in less bureaucracy, something I wholeheartedly support, and a more seamless client experience. This means that our partner organizations can spend less time and resources finding veterans the services and instead can dedicate more time to offering their unique services and expertise to help them as veterans in a quick, real-time way. I'd like to emphasize that the county is continuing to recruit partners to join our efforts. The BPAM program representatives are here today and can speak further about what areas of opportunity exist. As a county policymaker, I am committed, and I emphasize committed, not just today, not just tomorrow, but as long as I am in office and beyond, to doing my part to continue supporting BPAM. I'm collaborating with Supervisor Sheila Kuehl to leverage as many partnerships as possible and direct county resources so that the network has the resources and data it needs to execute its mission. I am proud to share that our Board of Supervisors has increased funding for the LA County Sheriff's Veteran Mental Evaluation Team. I see Brian over here, and this is something that is truly near and dear to my heart as well. I've also spearheaded the creation of a countywide veteran suicide review team and supported the VA's ETS program, which helps transitioning service members reintegrate into society and strengthens partnerships with two critical entities, the VA and CalVet. In closing, I'd like to thank and recognize our county's Department of Mental Health, the LA County Department of Military and Veterans Affairs, Southern California grant makers, JBS SoCal, and the Battleship Iowa, Volunteers of America, Goodwill, Southern California, Los Angeles Veterans Collaboration, and all the other organizations that have been instrumental in helping our county reach the Veteran Care Access Network. I'd also like to recognize and thank our partners at the VA and CalVet for working with us, providing invaluable support as we strive to meet the needs of our veteran service members and their families in our county. And I'd also like to thank my colleagues on the Board of Supervisors and their military and veterans deputies for working to make this day possible. In particular, I would like to recognize my deputy, Robert Alvarez, and thank you for your service, and thank you for everything you do, not only for the 5th District, but for the County of Los Angeles to support our veterans. So thank you, Robert. I am proud to say that through BPAM, our county is poised to become an example of how empathy and collaboration are key ingredients to make a meaningful difference in the lives of those that have served our country. To all veterans in attendance today, we are turning to you with the most heartfelt thank you for your service. Your job has made our country better, and we thank you each and every day. Thank you. God bless you.
Supervisor Barger. I'd also like to recognize other attendees from other board offices that were able to join us. Mr. Antonio Chapa from Supervisor Hillis' office. Thank you, sir. Also, Ms. Stephanie Cullen from Supervisor Kuehl's office. Thank you for attending. And other board office staff members who have given us your just tireless support. We appreciate you from the ground. We've had board office support going out to the field and seeing what the work is in person, and it boosts a lot of morale. It helps staff on the ground really feel like what they do matters, which it definitely does. Our next two speakers are Dr. Sharon, who's the Director of Department of Mental Health and Architect of the Veteran Care Access Network, and Chief Deputy Director Stephanie Stone of the Department of Military and Veteran Affairs. Everything the county is doing regarding veterans are really led by these two departments to make sure that the Veteran Care Access Network is providing services that family members and veterans need. Dr. Sharon has spent most of his career tirelessly working to better improve the lives of veterans and their families.
thanks very much, Jim. And thank you, Stephanie. I thought you'd be coming up here as a veteran and let you go next. Blow us all away. This is a big day for us, and Veterans Day for me is as big a day for us to hold dear as a nation as any. And to quote another president, or at least try, George Washington is thought to have said that the willingness of our younger generation to serve our country will depend directly on how those who have gone before them are treated when they return. And I think that's a pretty important quote. And I would say that as we think about that, one of the things that is a big, big challenge for us, and that I think we're working towards locally, but also at the national level, is the connection between the Department of Defense and the VA. And the fact that this is one population, and that it needs to be cared for as one population. That's a divide. I really, really want to thank the Board of Supervisors for LA County who have supported this effort. And I especially want to thank Catherine Barter, who has been tireless and patient as we move this forward. And I was joking with her before that this has taken so long to get to this point. And she said, well, in county time, it hasn't been that slow. But I'm a very restless man, and it has taken a long time. But I will say that among the many, many programs that we've kind of put on the ground, this is one that has hit the ground running. And I would expect nothing else, having veterans being the ones that are actually doing the work. I really want to thank Military and Veteran Affairs and you, Stephanie, and Ruth Wong, who's not here with us, and the entire department. The collaboration between our departments and many, many others is really unprecedented. Obviously, I want to thank the community-based organizations, Southern California Grant Makers, for all the stuff we've done to help us realize and implement this program. I also want to thank the VA and all vets, and I will say something about the VA. I did spend a lot of time in the VA, and it, like the county, is a tough bureaucracy. But the VA has stood up as a partner on this program in a way that I've never seen. The VA has been with us at the table in terms of developing a model, in terms of bringing its veteran peers into the network, and that to me is a real sign of progress. And I salute those of you who work for the VA and the leaders who are here with us today for making that happen. That's your commitment. And I wish Mike Fisher was here with us. I know he is in spirit. Mostly, I want to thank veterans and the military community and the families who, in addition to helping us drive this program and compel this program and inform this program, continue to serve our nation. And tomorrow is a very, very special day, and we have to hold them dear in our hearts and care for them relentlessly. And this program is an example of us doing that. The Battle Buddy program for me has been something I've worked on for a long, long time. In the VA, in the community, in the nonprofit world, and now in the county. As Supervisor Barber said, it's an engagement effort and a navigation tool. This is a way for us to connect people in need in the military community with services, and to do it in a way with clear cultural competency and a commitment to team that we won't get without having veterans on the front lines. And I will also say that for those who join this network, and for those peers who do battle buddy work across the country, it's an example of us providing platforms for purpose and belonging for individuals who leave the military, where there's a clear team and there's a clear mission. And that can get lost reintegrating back into this country and civilian life. And we cannot allow that to happen. This program and programs like it really, really need to be replicated. I guess the last thing I'll say is that this is an example of us bringing together organizations that often operate in silos. The team of veterans is actually not concerned about their organization. They're concerned about the people that they want to serve. serve. We want to bring them to those resources that are available. And that's a really, really key aspect of this program. And with that, I salute you, Jim, who I've known for a long time and who has been relentless and fearless in your leadership, to, I believe, the 70 veterans that are currently battle buddies, that are driving the Veteran Peer Access Network, as well as recognizing that we have rally points in each supervisorial district for our veterans to come together and push this whole effort forward. Thank you very, very much.
Good morning, my name is Stephanie Stone. I'm Chief Deputy Director for LA County's Department of Military and Veteran Affairs. And 9 years ago, when I came to the county in this current role, there was over 300,000 veterans, the largest population of veterans in the nation. Today, we still hold the title as one of the largest communities of veterans, with a diversity that goes beyond the labels of the norm, those of ethnicity and gender and sexual orientation. We're a community of wide diversity of needs. And the mission of the Military and Veteran Affairs Department is to connect our military, our veterans, and our families with the benefits they've earned and the resources they need. We do this by meeting them where they are, walking here at Bob Hope Patriotic Hall, the headquarters for our Military and Veteran Affairs, at the VA healthcare centers, at many of the university colleges, campuses. For those who may stumble, we find them at the jails and the streets of Los Angeles. And so you can imagine how proud we were when we were asked to be a partner in the Veteran Peer Access Network. Our veteran counselors will be joining the staff at the rally points to provide service to the veterans where they need us the most. All this, you've heard so much already from both of our distinguished speakers about what will be provided at these rally centers, but none of this would have been possible without the vision and direction of Dr. Sharon. So again, Dr. Sharon, I want to give you my thanks as a director of the Department of Mental Health and a longtime veteran supporter. We wouldn't have been here if it hadn't been for your vision. And we wouldn't have been here without the support and the longtime support of Supervisor Catherine Barger and her fellow supervisors, of course. But she has been a longtime supporter and a constant point of support for the veterans of the County of Los Angeles. So again, my sincere thanks to both of you. When I served at the Navy as a hospital corpsman, I was proud to stand shoulder to shoulder with other corpsmen in the nation to serve our nation and to support the medical needs of our sailors. Today, I am just as proud to stand alongside our county supervisors and the Department of Mental Health and all of our community partners to serve the needs of the veterans of the County of Los Angeles. I want to thank you for taking this time to remember our veterans, and as we approach Veterans Day 2021, I hope you'll take the time to thank our veterans who have served. I hope you'll also see our premiere of our short film, New Faces of Freedom. It's the first of what we hope will be a series of look at the diversity of the Los Angeles County veterans through their own stories. So again, thank you for coming today, and thank you all for doing what you do for our veterans.
Thank you, Dr. Sharon. Thank you, Chief Deputy Director Stone. Pleased to introduce our next two speakers. They're both veterans, both working within the Veteran Peer Access Network, and they will be sharing with you a bit about their experience personally, transitioning out of the military, as well as the very important work that they do today with the Veteran Peer Access Network. Our first speaker is Ms. Simone Bent, a medical caseworker with the Department of Mental Health and also an Army veteran. She currently works on the team down in Supervisorial District 2. And then Mr. Adam Castillo is our second speaker, United States Marine Corps retiree, Master Sergeant, and MSW, who is the program manager for JVS SoCal, based in Supervisor Shanice's district. Without further ado, I'd like to welcome Ms. Simone Bent to the stage.
Hello, everyone. Good morning. This morning, I would just first like to say thank you. I feel honored to be here, to be given this opportunity to talk to everyone. Today I'm tasked with talking about my personal experience as a veteran and also about my work in veteran services. I really wrestled with that. How would I come up and talk about my own experiences and what I've been through without feeling vulnerable, without feeling like I couldn't disclose everything. So I first wanted to talk about, where I have been and where I am now, and also how I apply that to my veterans that I serve. I didn't want to write anything down because I didn't want to feel rehearsed, and I wanted to be natural today. And I really wanted to just speak from my heart. Where I was 1 year ago, 2 years, 3 years when I was in college was very challenging for me. I entered the military wholeheartedly. I studied really hard in school. I did all that I could to go to college, but it was a combination of family conflict, wanting to do something better with my life. I really wanted to get into the medical field and serving my country. At the end of the day, it was about that. I grew up in a place in Jamaica called Paradise Crescent, but for me and my family, it wasn't necessarily paradise. We struggled a lot. So moving here from Jamaica and having the opportunity to come here was a big deal. And being able to serve the military was an even bigger deal. And for me, the military was one of the best times of my life. I mean, I excelled physically. I did well. I even met other people who were from my own country, Jamaica. So for me, that was great. But my career was short-lived because I became ill. And I had to exit the service only after 1 year and 6 months. I struggled with that tremendously. I felt a lot of guilt, a lot of shame, and I wrestled with that for years. And even to this day, it's been challenging for me even now. What has remedied that is just being able to pass on my experiences and my message of hope to other veterans that I serve today, and also to military family members. The VPN model is one of the greatest things that I've experienced. When I exited the service, we did not have that. I did not have someone to go to be a battle buddy, to be a peer. So a lot of that was enclosed, and just trying to figure things and navigate things on my own. The service process was a daunting process. It was long, and I remember just my dad coming with me to the VA, to the regional office, and him coming with me to my medical appointment. One day I was going to the appointment and he was off, and he said, I'm going to come with you because I need for people to know that you have someone. And for me, the VPAT is that. It's a way for our veterans and military families to know that there are people who are going to advocate on their behalf. I will fight tooth and nail for my veterans because I know what it's like. I know what it's like to struggle with mental illness. I know what it's like to not have all the answers, to ask myself, what did I do wrong? What could I have done better? I wanted to be a lifer. I wanted to be airborne. Being trained in San Antonio, Texas with medical professions, doctors and nurses was a great thing. And I felt like I was on cloud nine. I wanted to do that, and I wanted to embody that, and just not being able to fulfill that was challenging. And for me now to be able to advocate for my clients, it's such a privilege and it's such an honor. And I don't take that for granted. I'm able to go on, in my role, I represent my team, I represent the VPN team on the binding list, which is one of the greatest collaborative efforts I've ever known. It's a way for veteran service providers. We have the VA, we have DMVA, we have VOA, and other just community partners coming together to discuss and collaborate on veteran services. And we literally go down a list of veterans and we talk about their specific need and what it is about them that specifically needs to be addressed. And it's about a holistic approach to care. We just don't talk about housing. We talk about how we can just tackle the veteran, and if they are not eligible for VA services, which agency is going to outreach and engage that veteran so that they can get what they need. And I represent the team in SPOS 4 and SPOS 6. And if there's a veteran that's not on the list, my role is basically to just talk about, this veteran needs services, can you add him to the list? And we need to talk about this veteran, and this is what's going on. And then I go back and I return that information to my team. Let's talk about my team. We are dedicated. We are passionate. A lot of us are service members. A lot of us are family members, so we understand the struggle. We understand what it takes to take on this role. It's not easy, but we do it because we do it from our hearts and we understand the need. The VPAN is the answer to something that should have been happening for years. Our military, the minute that a veteran signs on the dotted line and says, hey, I'm willing to represent my country, is the moment that they should be honored. I don't know if you guys understand what that means. So when our service members come out of military and they have all of these different experiences, and some of them have bad conduct, and we have those that are honorable. This country and this system, we have a habit of separating those, and this makes our veterans feel that some of us are better than others, and it shouldn't be that way. It shouldn't be that way because we're all unique individuals. We all have our own experiences. And the VPAN allows us to just look at the whole model, the whole person, and be able to just tailor the experiences to that. My role, I'm able to work with Lisa Rodriguez on housing for our veterans, to see what qualifications our veterans have. Each veteran, regardless of discharge status, is able to qualify for something, but we have to just look at what that veteran's history is and be able to tailor our approach to that model and to tailor that approach to our veterans. I just want to say where I was and where I am. I'm not this vessel, this person that you see standing here. I'm not in any way, shape, or form fixed. I'm not a perfect person. I struggle every single day with mental health. I have to see a provider every single week, and sometimes when I don't see my provider, it brings a lot of anxiety. But I have learned over the years things that have made it better in me coping with the day-to-day, with having a chronic illness, with being in veteran services, with dealing with other veterans who I've seen myself in them, and I've seen their struggles. I just want to tell them, hold on, because even though it takes a long time, and even though it's a long process, keep going, because it's possible. You are able to get your benefits. Just keep holding on, hang on, and just being able to do that. And for me, addressing my mental health, it's just about coping and finding ways to, one of the things that I've been doing, and you see me with this whiteboard and you're wondering, why does she have this whiteboard? And I want to explain it, then I'll be done. And this is something that I've been telling my veterans to do. Just get a whiteboard. I got this from the dollar store, literally paid $1 for it. And I have a bunch of different markers because I love colors, so I like to write things in different colors. But for this, I only use my black marker. And each day that I wake, I write something positive on there. So it could be anything about myself, and it has to be positive. And it has to be on this. It can't be on a piece of paper, because it needs to be something that I can see. And when I'm working, it's posted right in front of me. And I tell my veterans, just go to the dollar store and get a board. Get a board and write something positive down each day. It could be anything. I'm thankful for my eyes. I'm thankful for my words. Today I spoke up about myself. And some of the things, today my thing is, Simone, Simone, you are worth every moment of every single day. Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm just going to say Simone, that was beautiful. We were talking earlier, and she's like, did you have something written down? I said, yeah. I said, we went to ETS training together, and I'm going to tell you, just like I said before, you speak very well, and that was great. And that's why it's a privilege for me to be a part of the Veteran Career Access Network, because of team members like that. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and distinguished guests. First and foremost, I would like to begin today by recognizing all those among us who have been a part of this great brotherhood and sisterhood called the U.S. military. Our veterans, active duty, service members, reservists, guard members, your service and sacrifices kept our country safe and free. In addition, I would like also to say happy birthday to all the Marines, 246th birthday. I couldn't forget to say that. I have to write my next time. Just got to. As a proud Marine, veteran, and program manager of the Veteran Career Access Network, also called VPAN, Supervisor District 1, JVS SoCal, and a resident of Los Angeles County, it's an honor and privilege to have been selected to speak at VPAN's grand opening. I can assure you, like, when Jim asked me to do this, I was like, let me see how I can get out of this. But because I was thinking of different ways, but I was like, okay, I'm going to get this done. And then I asked John, I said, hey, what's the first, you had any tips? He said, yeah, write something down. So that's what I did. So first, I applaud everyone for their, everyone on the VPN team for our continued growth and adaptability as we navigate these uncharted waters in VPAN. Our close collaboration between the Department of Mental Health, Military and Veteran Affairs, the GLA VA healthcare system, Southern California grant makers, and community-based organizations. And also, I'd like to also mention Unitas also, because they've been instrumental in helping us. I've never seen a system like that helps us and keeps everybody so closely knit together. And I also want to mention again Military and Veteran Affairs, because I think that's something that's been very helpful, especially when you're trying to take that soft approach when talking to veterans. Because I know if you're going to come to talk to me and I'm looking for services, and you're going to start with mental health, I'm probably going to walk away. But if you talk about upgrading discharge or education benefits, hey, that's a little more approachable. So Military and Veteran Affairs and George Dix's team, Stephanie's on your team, it's all, that's very helpful. And the quick turnaround process, valuable. So I appreciate that, and it's very helpful because those quick response times, all that right there is veterans, they refer other veterans to us, and it speaks volumes to the work we're doing. Veterans and those transitioning from military service have been receptive to the peer support model. Veterans and family team members understand the challenges of hypermasculinity and training, the stigma of mental health, and the challenges navigating the system of context in the military. As most of us know, we get out. When I retired in 2014, I was like, I don't know where to go. I'm just going to put in a bunch of resumes. And as I look back at my resumes from back in 2014 when I was facing horrible. That's probably why they get a job. But anyway, as a former Marine Corps drill instructor, retired Master Sergeant, and a combat veteran, I have a great understanding of the indoctrination process and what it means to ask a veteran to perform. It's not easy. You're going to ask me, I feel like it's not easy to ask me to tell you what my problems are. But I can tell you now that in 2014, after retiring, my world came crashing down because I thought I was a tough guy. I was like, I don't need any help. My wife was sitting in this car right now. She can tell you that it wasn't easy for me. It was very challenging. It was the most humbling experience in my life that I ever endured. And I realized I needed help. So I went to the VA, and luckily I had friends that were able to help me with that process. One of my best friends who works in the VA walked me through that process, so I was very fortunate. But it was still challenging. After many years of higher education and on the receiving end of psychoeducation, I'm here today. I've learned and continue to learn adaptive skills that help me view my disabilities through a strength-based approach. So they are less limiting and they are used as tools to help other veterans in their process for success. VPAN peers or VPANers each have a unique experience. Simone has shared some of those experiences with you. They have a unique experience that brought them to this line of work and make them an asset to each team. Each team member embodies a personal skill set, whatever that is. But all of them recognize the significance of meeting veterans and families where they're at. And while modeling positive behaviors that promote growth. When I say promote growth, I mean our team members because they're critical in restoring the trust in the systems that are already in place. That's the VA healthcare system, MVA, education system, whatever that is. They're critical in that because they show, hey, it works. I'm standing here today. So if you just follow my lead, it'll happen, it'll work. So we also know that there's barriers out there. Those barriers where timing, character of discharge, it just may be funds, whatever it is. I'm telling you right now, there's this collaboration that we have. We make a phone call, cross-talk between supervisors of districts. Somebody knows something somehow, some way, and we figure it out. So, and that's what I love about this network is that we figure it out. That's it. So, also, please let me add that the veterans and family successes directly reflect their hard work and dedication to their own success as well. Watching the VPAN network collaborate is beautiful. It's harmonious, and at the same time, it's chaotic. It's very chaotic. It's like organized chaos, but it's also therapeutic at the end of the day. So I want to ensure that everyone knows that there's a lot of effort and time that we're going to this, to every case. And we're working this, we're always like every 2 weeks, I believe it is, unite us calls to help us understand the system. We have plenty of training that's continuous. We're always looking to try to see how we can better each peer, reduce stress, promote efficiency. We're always looking to figure out ways how to keep every peer just efficient at what they do and reducing the whatever we can reduce all the stress, I guess. So since here's just a snapshot of just my estimate, because I just want to talk about my estimate right now. But since 2021, the number of clients in Supervisor District 1 has been able to serve 1,100 veterans, and that's just since January. Okay, and I don't just want to talk about my estimate. That's what I have. That's what's available. My numbers are available to me. 1,100 veterans, and 150 of those are female veterans. And I want to give brag on my 2 female veterans that I have on my team because they've been able to make those connections with those female veterans. And it's important that we continue to make those connections with the female veteran population. So the top 3 services that we've been able to connect them with is housing and navigation, and like I said before, it's benefits, MVA, outstanding job, and employment services. So we're lucky because we have HACC located with us right here as well. And so we're fortunate. So those 3 services we've been able to capitalize on, and those are the top 3 services that are in need today. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's just one supervisor district. And you can imagine what the rest of the supervisor districts are doing across the board. And again, I'd like to say thank you to our Hills Releases office, Antonio Chapa, because he extends his hand and assists us with all the things that we need assistance with as well. My only question now to our VPAN leadership is when we need to duplicate this service across the nation. It's needed, but again, that's my time. I appreciate everyone's assistance and support in this day.
Thank you very much, Adam and Simone. That was great. And it was a stark reminder of why we're so successful as a network. It doesn't matter what position you have in the network. Everybody's a leader. And tapping the leadership of our staff, who are mostly veterans and family members, It seems like they make it seem easy, but coordination and breaking down silos is not easy. So I appreciate both of you. I appreciate everybody else that's here as part of the meeting team, and everybody that might be watching the live stream that does some work. Thank you. Also, thank you to all our veterans and family members in the crowd. Thank you for coming and sharing this day with us. Next, at this point, I'd like to invite the media to do one-on-one interviews. We can do it here, and also we have a green room set up. I'd also like to say thanks to everybody else for joining us, Supervisor Barger, and everybody from all the other supervisor offices. Thank you for attending. To our partners at the VA, thank you for attending. Appreciate the collaboration. And at this point, this concludes our live event. Thank you very much.